This might be difficult, but do you know if you killed anybody?
You know, we used to shoot into what you didn't see. The Viet Cong had tunnels under the whole ammo base, and everywhere that Americans had a base, they had
They
dug
had
tunnels.
tunnels around.
Yeah, and they used to pop up and go under, and they never left their dead behind either.
Really?
So if you killed one of
Mm.
them, they would drag them, take them back into the hole, and there was an occasion where the guys knew that Viet Cong was buried. They dug him out, took his skull, and put it on top of the sandbags as a trophy, you know. But other than that, you didn't know if you killed anybody. They shot back, and you know, you shoot. It was just a shooting thing,
Yeah.
and
It was like hit and run.
yeah, yeah, hit and run, drag you dead, and wounded. When there was a firefight with the Viet Cong trying to come in, you would find the bodies there, but you didn't know whether you killed them or, uh,
Mm-hmm.
the guy.
Because it was like almost all at night, right?
Everything
Was
happened at
it
night. Bad.
worse?
The food
Yeah.
was bad.
Was it?
What we ate K rations, which is leftover canned food from World War II.
No way.
Yeah,
Leftover canned food from World War II.
right. They call it K rations.
Oh my god.
Once in a while, when we did get a hot meal back at the base, it was chicken and water buffalo. After a while, you stop eating. Really, I stopped eating. I went from 175 pounds to 127.
Really?
When I got discharged, I weighed 127 pounds.
Were you like completely malnutritioned?
I stopped eating. You would try to survive for 12 months. That was basically it.
Mm-hmm.
You're fighting the elements as well as the Viet Cong.
Did you feel like a lot of pressure or stress while you were there?
Yeah,
Definitely.
you were on
Yeah.
working every day, all day.
So how did you handle it?
Well, the way you could, when you got a chance, you got drunk. You know, alcohol was a big releaser of stress releaser. But even your dog tags were masked by tape because you didn't want them to make any noise.
Ah.
So we
No, now I know why I always see him taped in like old movies and
right
documentaries and
because
stuff.
they made noise in the night.
Wow.
You carry letters in your steel pot. Your steel pot was really your office. You know, you carry if you had a girlfriend, you carry her letters there, and
Stew pot?
yeah,
What's that?
the helmet.
Oh, you put him like in your helmet?
Yeah, I used to,
Just
In-
slide him into the inserts?
yeah, in the inserts,
Okay.
and so you had that was like your personal office, you know.
All in your head.
Yeah, when you got back at the camp, you sort of form relationships,
Mm-hmm.
and some of those relationships became very important. I still keep in touch with one guy now in Georgia who became my best friend, you know. So there's a bond, a brotherhood
Yeah.
that I can't even explain it. But this people become just as important as your siblings, your brothers and sisters. One of my biggest fears was that I would be transferred from that company to another company, or get shipped out to a different area, and I wouldn't be with those guys. So
Mhm.
you form this bond, this brotherhood bond.
Yeah. You don't want to start over.
Yeah, you don't want to start over. It's
Yeah.
kind of strange. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain, but you bond with these guys and you want to stay with them,
Yeah.
and you want to protect them. They want to protect you. And,
Yeah, it's like the team thing, you know?
yeah, yeah,
I got like that same stuff when I played like high school sports and stuff.
something like
You
that.
know?
Yeah.
Not to that extent, but something.
I mean, and we're not talking about gay things, so we're
No,
talking
no, 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 no.
that kind of a deal. It's just a
Brotherhood.
close bond,
Yeah, like brotherhood.
like brotherhood. You
Yeah.
know, we're asleep, and then all of a sudden the alarm goes off that we have to go into the bunker because the mortars coming in and artillery. And so you didn't get a chance to put on your pants or boots. You just ran out to the bunker with your underwear and steel pot and your rifle, you know. So there was a lot of that. That was funny. You know what I did see that one thing that I did see that always bothers me is one day I was on the ammo dump in the far corner, and I saw about 200 helicopters flying over the tree line, and
Mm-hmm.
I had never seen that many, you know, American helicopters. And then all of a sudden, I was there smoking a cigarette and looking at them, and then all of a sudden they started exploding. They're getting shot out of the air.
Really?
Yeah, the Viet Cong or the North Vietnamese were shooting them out of the sky. They were just exploded in pieces, and they scattered. But they got about 4 or 5 of them before they scattered.
Wow.
And I remember seeing the pieces just flying. Like watching the movie.
So, what was coming home like after all of that?
Not, coming home was not a good experience because America did not give us a parade. There was no kind of excitement, you know. I mean, we
Yeah.
came back and integrated back into society by ourselves without any kind of party or validation of any type.
Or
Yeah.
recognition.
None. There was war protests everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I never talked about being in the Army for years until I remember telling your Aunt Patty that I was in the Army. I think she asked me. And I said, yeah, I was in the Army. And she said, were you in Vietnam? I said, yeah. But years went by. I never told her.
Wow.
Because, it was not a shameful thing, but it was,
Well, you didn't.
I didn't
it
feel
wasn't-
proud.
Yeah. Okay.
Proud of,
it wasn't like. No. So it was something you would have rather kept, I guess, secret?
Quiet,
Yeah, or quiet. Yeah.
to yourself. Because there was no glory in it.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't give us a parade. They didn't care if we came back or not. It was really strange.
Even though it was unpopular, like still
Still,
you guys
aware.
are separate from like the foreign policy of your country. Like you guys are just out there fighting and dying. So
Yeah, we stepped up to the plate.
why wouldn't you deserve like some kind of commemoration for it,
Some validation.
whether you thought it was wrong or not?
Right. Aside from that,
Aside from all of that,
we
like,
should have
it's
got.
still- it's still like a bad experience. That
Yeah, a bad experience all the way around. Now they're trying to give us a parade, and
Yeah, I mean that's literally what this project is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, they tell me thanks for serving. It doesn't mean that much.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been more after I
It
got
would have
discharged.
meant a lot more back then. Yeah.
Yeah, a parade, a validation, the president saying, welcome back, and Congress or, your community, your family, your friends, and all. No, nothing like that. That's a good word, shun. And that's why you never talked about it. You just try to get back into society and get a job, go to school, and try to function.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of us had a hard time functioning because we went through this experience in a war zone. There was more, they had more trigger time, more combat time than the guys who went to Korea or World War II. A lot more. We're under more pressure and more combat time. So we came back, with PTSD and
Mm-hmm.
problems like that,
How about you? Did you have any problems after that?
Oh yeah, I had PTSD and I didn't even know it. For me, I see the helicopters busting up, as a flashback. And
That's like a real clear image in your head.
yeah, and that comes with anxiety and
Mm-hmm.
and you never can sleep. after you come back, you come back a different person. You never can sleep and like before, and you're not as sociable as you were before. So
Really?
you have all those issues coming back from a war zone.
Was it like particularly worse at some point than other points?
Well, I think it was
Or
worse
was it just
when we came
when
back.
you first got back?
Yeah, yeah. You were, you know, I mean, you were antisocial as well as uh, depressed and isolated and insomnia and all that. So, and they never addressed it. They just brought you from the jungle to the city.
Hmm.
Like, you know, I got processed, and then all of a sudden, within 18 hours, I was back in the city.
I think that's a problem though. They teach you to be a soldier, but then they don't like unteach you.
No,
They don't
right.
teach you how to be a citizen again. They just
No,
kind
no,
of,
they don't do that.
they just throw you back.
Yeah, they just throw you back in the city, you know?
Mm.
From the jungle to the city.
But you're like, were you like still in like a
Well, you
war
come back
zone
and you
kind
still,
of mindset?
you come back, you still want to have a weapon.
Did you feel like naked without it?
Right. Because you had one for 12 months,
Yeah.
24/7, and now all of a sudden you don't have one. So you come back nutty, you know? PTSD, if you go through a war zone, a war experience like Vietnam,
It stays with you.
stays with you forever.
Hmm.
It's something that you can never get rid of, no matter how hard you try. The Vietnam experience was made up of poor people, poor Hispanics and poor blacks and
Yeah, that's what
poor
I
whites.
kind of took from like history and everything.
Yeah, it was all poor people's war. All the middle class and upper class got out of it. They either joined reserve units or something like that, or got an exemption. Most of the young guys who went to Vietnam were poor, poor blacks, poor whites, poor Hispanics. I think what the military gave me was discipline. You know, to
Hmm.
be at a job at a certain time, to do what's expected of you at a certain time. It also taught me honor and pride. You know, uh, and structure. Gave me structure.
Organization and
Yeah,
routine.
yeah. It gave me the structure that I needed to go to college and then also to maintain a job. You know, and also raise a family.
So when you got back, did you go like anti-war or?
Well, you know, when I got back, I did think that the war was wrong, that we had no business there,
Hmm.
and it was a part of my life. Yeah, anti-war. Because what I saw there and when I came back, I just figured out it was just not right. You know, we had no business over there. Other than the PTSD,
In the big picture of it all.
well, it affects you because it does uh, taint the way you see the world, the way you interact with society, and the way you see politics. You know,
Hmm.
I think that during the Vietnam War, our politicians were lying to us all the time.
Yeah.
So now you don't trust your government. You know, I
Yeah,
don't.
I mean, we got into the war on a lie.
On a lie, you know, the Gulf of Tonka
The
thing,
incident, yep.
and so you begin to distrust your own government because you know, they've been lying to you.
Right.
So that changed. Before I used to trust the government and the politicians, and I believe everything they said.
Yeah. But
Uh,
it's like, do you think it's like a ignorance is bliss kind of thing, or would you rather like know all of that?
I think I'd rather know, but you know, because you need to know.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
But you know, they lie.
Yeah.
So I guess we have to live with that.
Yeah.
Elect more honest people, you know.
So do you think you would have paid attention to stuff like that without having the military service? like in your past?
Well, it did change me.
Do you think you would have noticed like all that kind of stuff?
No, before that, I was naive and innocent.
Yeah, but do you think you
The war did
would
change me.
have noticed that, like, if you didn't have served?
I don't know, but I know that the military did change me. That
Mm-hmm.
war experience changed me. I guess he opened up my eyes. It was like Adam in the Garden of Eve, you know.
Yeah.
Um, it changed my life completely.
You bit the fruit of knowledge.
Yeah, I came back a different person.